Hello everyone and welcome to my video. Thank you for joining me after Barcelona's 1-1 draw with Sevilla tonight. And the match was a cagey affair for most of the match, because both teams did a lot better in their own final third than the opposite team's final third. But both teams had two very different defensive styles, with Barcelona more pressing and Sevilla more defending in numbers. Also, both teams are very evenly matched across all departments throughout the entire game. And as a result of this 1-1 draw, there is no team officially in La Liga that has a perfect record. And this is how it now looks in the La Liga table, with Barca currently 5th and Sevilla currently 6th, both with 7 points after 3 games. And this is how Barca did line up against Sevilla, with Neto in goals, Sergi Roberto at right back, Araujo and Piqué at centre back, Jordi Alba at left back, De Jong and Busquets are two holding midfielders, and our front four, Coutinho, Ansu, Griezmann and Messi. The only change to the lineup was of course Araujo for Longley because of his red card against Celta Vigo. But I will now take you through the game, and right from the kickoff, Sevilla did start as expected. Because as soon as Barca got the ball, Sevilla tried to get every player behind the ball, and when they did win the ball back, they did try to immediately hit us on the counter-attack. And you could see that straight away that was their game plan going into this game. But Barca are also trying to be quick in their transitions from defence to attack, like I have talked about in some of my previous videos. And that did open up a couple of chances in the opening minutes. But Sevilla did get a couple of set pieces in the first 10 minutes, and we knew going into this game that they would be dangerous in these areas. And that is how we got the first goal of the game, with a quick corner from Sevilla. And Barca were sort of caught sleeping, they weren't really ready for the corner. But once it goes into the box, it does take a deflection away from goal, but then it is picked up from De Jong at the pen spot, and he does tuck it away to make it 1-0 on the 7th minute for Sevilla. And Barca didn't defend this corner well whatsoever. And it's not even really because the defence wasn't switched on to begin with, it's the lack of marking in the box for set pieces, because De Jong ends up getting a completely free shot with no one around him. And if someone did end up marking him and didn't allow him to have that space to shoot, then we would have ended up winning the game. But it wasn't all bad though, because it only took 2 minutes for Barca to retaliate and get a goal of their own, with a lob pass from Messi towards Jordi Alba, but it doesn't quite get to him, and there is a missed kick from Jesus Navas, and then it does go straight to Coutinho, and he does get a free shot on goal inside the box, and he's never going to miss. He slots it to the right hand side, past the goalkeeper, 1-1. And in the build-up, it was yet another long pass over the top, and it seems to be a running theme now with Barcelona's goals. And I'll definitely be expecting more goals like this from Barca in the coming games. But Barca did make it 1-1 on the 9th minute, and that was the final goal of the game, with both of them being in the first 10 minutes. But after the goals, Barca were showing the sort of pressing that they have been displaying over the past couple of games, trying to force those mistakes in dangerous areas. And they did end up winning a free kick around the halfway line, and Jordi Alba did try to seize this opportunity by taking a shot, and considering he's a left back, he actually did come pretty close, with the goalkeeper having to tip it wide and Barca winning a corner. But for the rest of the first half, it was pretty much our front four doing very well in the build-up on the attack, but when it came to getting the shot away, there was just always one too many Sevilla players. And Sevilla were very compact at the back, with all 11 players surrounding their own box whenever Barca had the ball in the final third. But that was their game plan, and they did stick to it well, because as soon as they did win the ball back, they did work hard to counter Barca. But much like it was for us, there was always just one too many Barca players standing in their way, because Sevilla only ended up managing having one shot on target throughout the whole game, and that was their goal of course. But throughout the rest of the first half, I thought Araujo was very confident on the ball, and he was trying a lot of ambitious passing. Griezmann was making a lot of runs in behind as always, but he really seemed like he was lacking confidence in this game. Because when it came to a goal scoring opportunity for him, he really did seem to crumble. Coutinho was really working hard to win the ball back, and for me I think he was definitely the hardest working player on the pitch. And for Busquets, I really don't think he had a good game tonight. He seemed really slow and lethargic and lacked movement. But apart from that, there was a couple of runs from Ansu into the box, but he wasn't able to make anything of it, and that was pretty much it for the first half. And for the second half, I think it was very much a sort of stalemate half. I don't think anyone really got the upper hand on either team. But there was a really great moment at the start of the second half from Araujo. He does win the ball from Sevilla and runs through the midfield, and it is a great pass to Antoine Griezmann from the halfway line. And it's pretty much a one-on-one with a goalkeeper for Griezmann, but he isn't able to make anything of it whatsoever and completely wastes this goal scoring opportunity. And those are the sort of chances you do need to take in these sort of big games, because we didn't get very many of these chances, and Sevilla did continue to defend in the way that they did in the first half, which made it extremely disappointing to waste these precious chances we did have. And in the second half, Busquets did continue to be very slow to react, and I think he is continuing to prove that he isn't quite good enough to perform at the highest level anymore. But the player right beside him in De Jong was the complete opposite. De Jong was good on the ball in this game, and there was many moments in the game where he did delay the counter-attacks and did allow the defensive players who were helping in the attack to get back. But that sort of took us to the 60th minute, and Griezmann and Ansu did come off for Pedri and Trincao. And I do think that was the right decision, because we didn't really see much from Griezmann or Ansu in the second half. But not long after Pedri and Trincao did come on, Sevilla did have the ball and they crossed it in from the right hand side, and it hits Araujo and only narrowly doesn't go in and hits the post and goes out. So Araujo was very lucky to not score an own goal. And if there was going to be a third goal in the game, this definitely looked like when it was going to be. Because between the 60th and 70th minute, Sevilla were all over us. Because Rakitic got a shot at the edge of the box and nearly scored. They were really putting the pressure on our defence. And there was a couple of crosses that ended up at the back post that could have easily been goals. Neto was looking really shaky and lost the ball, and it ended up being a corner. And Busquets loses the ball at the edge of the box, and he is so slow to react, and it looks like it's going to be a definite goal, and then the ref blows for a free kick. And the Sevilla players were very vocal, and they did not think that that was a free kick. But then that led us to the 74th minute, and Pjanic and Dest came on for Jordi Alba and Coutinho. And I thought that was very strange that Pjanic didn't get swapped for Busquets, since he was having such a bad game. But when Ronald Koeman did make that change, I did sort of think that he would be happy with a draw at this point, because that's the only explanation I can think of for taking Coutinho off and bringing someone who will play more defensive, and keeping Busquets on, who will be also more defensive than Coutinho. But we did see Serginho Dest get his first minutes in a Barca shirt, and he is now the first American player to play for Barcelona in La Liga. And there was one particular moment going forward where Dest did really sort of shine, and it was a sort of pass and move play with Pedri, and then Dest did manage to get it to Messi, and Messi did get the shot off at the edge of the box, and that was probably the closest Barca came to scoring in the second half. But after that, there wasn't really much to highlight, it was just more of the same. But there was one moment where Messi did manage to get it to Trincao in the box, and he does get the shot away, but he only manages to put it right at the goalkeeper, and that was pretty much the final chance of the game. But overall, I think the game was quite open in the first 15 minutes, but then it became quite cagey, especially in the second half, and both teams sort of struggled to break down the defence. Also, towards the end of the game, I think both teams were quite conscious about losing points, and I think they were both happy to at least get a point each. They were also both deserving of a point, because I don't think that there was one standout team that deserved to win. Therefore, a draw was quite fair, to be honest. But that is all the match facts, and this will be the last game before the international break, and Barca won't be returning to the 18th of October against Getafe. And that will be yet another difficult game, and a game that Barca will be put to the test. But after that, it will be time for the Champions League group stage. But that is all from me, so thank you very much everyone for watching. Let me know what you thought of Barca's performance tonight in the comments. Let me know what you thought of the video. So thank you very much for watching, and bye.